Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. I hope you're doing well today. I wanted to do a quick video to show you something that I learned in a class today. I follow a lady, another CZT on Facebook. Her name is Sonia Yenser, and for $20 a month, I'm able to watch her Sunday videos where she does just one pattern and shows all the different ways that she likes to do it. And I just love her ideas. I find that I easily can replicate or copy what other people do, but I have a hard time coming up with original ideas, but I love passing them on to you. And so what I wanted to do today is to revisit with you what I did during the Inktober videos, and that's the pattern Bunzo by Zentangle. And like Sonia, I struggle with making it look good when I'm doing a pattern similar to this, to where it starts out kind of like a crescent moon and then goes on. She prefers to do it this way, where you start with kind of a little seed and then go back and forth in one continuous motion. And I want to show you that real quick and then show you how we incorporated it into Hollis. And it turned out very pretty. So to do Bunzo in one continuous motion without picking up your pen, I'm going to just make the little seed, stop here, come back, go back at the bottom. I'm going to come back up that side and come around and meet kind of down here. Come back around, and I'm doing it kind of slow. And let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we're doing it like we did here with the stripes, and Bunzo does always have the stripes, you want to have an even number of the little auras. Okay, so I'm going to come around again. That one got a little big, but that's okay. And then let's come around again. Okay. Now, I left some spacing down here. One of the ways that Sonia taught it was to keep your little auras meeting towards the bottom right here. Okay, so I'm going to come back around. And have it meet where these lines are. Come back around. And it gives you almost a triangular type pattern, if you can see that. Okay. And again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's add one more in there. If you don't want to do it in one continuous motion, you still could do it by going around. Pick up your pen, go around again. In that kind of motion. Okay, and then when you're doing your auras, again, I have 1, 2, counting from the seed in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And after this one, I want to blacken this one in, skip, blacken that one, skip, and blacken that one. And one of the things that you can do, and I've said before, I'm not opposed to using an eraser. So I keep a kneaded eraser nearby. And one of the things that you can do to help you get a nice highlight is to use your graphite pencil. Let me zoom in a little bit on that. Okay. Use your graphite and just give yourself a little bit of a guideline that goes out further on your pattern, and then start filling those in. Okay, so I'm skipping this one. Yeah, I'm going to move up here. And that guideline also helps me to remember this is where I don't want to add black. So I'm going to skip over now. And I'm not trying to make this perfectly even. It looks a little bit better if you'll leave it a little bit jagged. Now I'm going to move up here. And darken this one in. Now, if you have a bigger pen, this is a Micron 01. If you have like an 08 or a Graphic 1, that can help you to darken these in a little bit more quickly. Okay, so I think that looks pretty cool. So let me show you one of the ways that we used it on our tile today. I am going to start with corner dots. And this always reminds me to breathe. Okay, I need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to add our border. And we're not looking for anything perfect. I don't do perfect. Okay, and I'm not going to necessarily stay right inside this border. And so I'm going to start from the bottom and I'm going to do Hollis. And that was also one of the patterns during Inktober, and I already have a video out there for that. So I'm going to incorporate Hollis and Bunzo and Hennadrone. If I do Hollis, I have to do Hennadrone. So let's start from the bottom of your tile. And then I'm going to make a spiral. And then I'm going to come back around to the inside and come back down. Okay, so there's our first hook of Hollis. Now I'm going to come off the edge of this one, make another spiral. We're not looking for it to be exactly the same. Come back around, and I'm going to take this one also off the page, ignoring my border. Now from here, we're just going to go ahead and add some more Hollis. Various sizes. Always coming back to the inside and down. I'm going to come off of this one. Come around, come back to the inside. And down. I'm just going to continue adding branches of Hollis. In various directions. Let's go ahead and come off of this one. It took me a while to figure Hollis out, but once I remembered that I always needed to come back to the inside of the loop, then that was the trick for me. Okay, so now I'm going to take, from what I showed you back here, I'm going to take some of these Bunzo, and where I normally would put always Hennadrone, I'm going to try Bunzo. So let's start with this one, and let's do our little seed at the bottom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I came in a little bit too far on that one, but it's okay. And now let's do our highlighting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just making sure. A little bit of highlighting that gets bigger as you go out. Oops, I almost covered that one up. But you still see a highlight. Okay, so you have a little Bunzo bud instead of Hennadrone. Now I'm going to put Hennadrone in this big one because I can't resist. So start out with it looking similar to putting crescent moon into your little opening. Add an aura. Okay. And then you can make these petals as tall or short as you like. Since this is kind of a big center opening, I went a little bit too far on that one, but it's okay. And I'll show you one way. If I had gone all the way down, I could just say, okay, that's what I meant to do. Bring them all down. And then I like to add another little aura on the other side of my Hennadrone. Okay. And now I'm going to add a little bit of hatching in the center. Okay. And then up here on this one, I want to show you a cool thing you can do with Bunzo. Again, we're bringing it around. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm just going to go ahead and quickly color these in. Because I really like this variation that she showed today. It's funny how sometimes you have a pattern that like this that I know is popular and I see people use it a lot, but I haven't used it much because I just couldn't get it the way that I liked it. Okay, so let's come on this one and we're going to start again, but we're going to come around a little bit with this. That's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I made that one a little bit big, but that's okay. 6. And then I'm going to do the same thing from this side. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you end up with kind of a little heart shape. And when you do your highlighting, I'm going to go ahead and make mine curve a little bit. Okay, from that side, let's make it curve a little bit in the same direction. You see that? All right, and then we'll fill that in. And the other thing is, if you need a reminder, this is 1, 2, skip, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one's going to be colored in, this one, and this one. If you need a reminder like that, you can put those little spots. So again, here's 1. This one I'm going to fill in, skip. This one I'll fill in, skip. And this one. You do that on both sides as a reminder to yourself of how you're going to fill that in. And I'm going to do this a little bit quickly because I have class coming up that I'm taking. And then I'll come back and show you how to finish this tile. Now, Sonia is actually an art teacher. I am not. I am a Zentangle certified teacher. And I'm good, like I said, at following patterns and following what others have taught. But not the best with coming up with original ideas, but I love sharing it. So that's why I'm really enjoying having this YouTube channel and being able to share with you everything that I learn. Okay? I just love how that looks. All right, I'm going to put this back in the center and pause this and come back when my other class is finished. Okay, it is actually about 3 hours later and I'm back. And I believe the last thing that I was doing was adding the highlights here. And I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. And again, remember, this is your art. Do what makes you happy. Do what you enjoy. I'm just showing you a few tips for patterns that I've already shown, but I really liked how we did Bunzo this morning, so I wanted to share that with you, especially how this one kind of looks like a heart. Okay, so I have these pretty much done, and it's almost evening here now, and I'm going to start losing my light, so I want to get this done while I can. So I'm going to put another one here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to take this one all the way around. 6. Okay, and again, I'm going to put my mark. This one's going to be white, so that's black, white, black, white, and black. And then I'm going to use my graphite pencil to show how I want my highlights to be. Okay. And you can put the little dot on both sides if that helps you. So black, white, black, white, black. And then I'm going to fill these in. And again, I'm using my 01. So if you have a bigger pen, you can use that to fill it in. Taking your time, because, you know, doing this, inking it in, I've heard it called puddling. Just enjoy it. I did not enjoy this in the beginning, and now I do. It makes such a difference in the drama that is added to your tile. And when you just relax, loosen the grip on your pen, and just enjoy the relaxation of doing art, creating art, following patterns that are there for you. When I was a kid, I used to like to copy patterns or art that someone else had already drawn. In the magazines, it used to say, "Can you draw this?" And I could copy it, but not necessarily look at something and draw like a horse or something like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more. 6. And then this one will be black, white, black, white, black. I'm going to add my reminder and guide for my highlights. And then I'm going to fill it in. And you don't have to leave this white along here if you don't want to. You can do the whole thing black, or of course in any color that you want to use. I just like how it looks with the highlights. And see how this one is kind of weird on this side? You can take this opportunity, since it's going to be black anyway, to kind of straighten that out. It's another advantage to when you're inking something in. It's a moment to straighten the lines or the curve. Okay. And I think I will put another Hennadrone in here. And this is going to be just very simple because I wanted to show you what I learned about another possible way to do Bunzo. And I hope you like it. As a reminder, please like the videos if you like them. And subscribe. This is the only video I'm going to do this week because I have new windows coming tomorrow and the next day, and hurricane windows, hurricane impact, because I am on the Texas Gulf Coast, and with the number of hurricanes that we had this year, I am a senior lady, and it's very difficult for me to get boards put up on my house every time a hurricane is headed this way. So I decided to get hurricane impact windows and hope for the best there. Okay, so for the shading on these, I'm just going to take my graphite and bring it to that same line that we had here. You can barely see it now. So I'm just going to add graphite up to that line lightly on each side on all of these, and maybe just a little bit down here in the bottom of that little teardrop. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on all of these. Oops. And you could continue to add more of the Hollis, add background images or patterns if you'd like. This is all I'm going to put on this one. Oops. And I do use a kneaded eraser sometimes. And the Zentangle police have never shown up at my door. So it's okay. Do what makes you enjoy your art. And I have enough graphite on the bottom of this that I don't necessarily have to add anything, because I forgot to put some at the bottom of this Bunzo. You can also put a little bit where these cross. See, I didn't put graphite down in here, but I've got enough on my tortillon that I don't have to worry about it. And I had a request to please turn on closed captioning, and YouTube does it automatically, and it calls a tortillon a tortilla. So as I have time, I need to go back in and fix that. You could do, let me show you just a real simple border that you can put on. I'm going to erase where my border went through that stem. Just a dot, dash, dot. Doesn't have to be straight or perfect, just very simple. And especially if you have part of your pattern that has gone above your border, it's a nice way to put an easy border that kind of goes behind it. I like simple. I like easy. There are some very complicated patterns and very beautiful things that tanglers have done, beautiful tiles. But I relax the most with simple patterns. And especially patterns that are easy to copy, easy to duplicate. Okay. So there you go. Very simple tile, simple border. Another way to do Bunzo and combine it with Hollis and Hennadrone. And of course, I need to put my signature. So I am going to incorporate it into the border here. There's my L, my B, and my second B. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, I just realized that I didn't show you the tile that I did this morning. Excuse me. So here you go. I wanted to show you the other ideas for what you could add to this tile. So this is still the same pattern, but on one of these for Hollis, you can have it come and curl a little bit more, and then we put some dots that are decreasing in size, both on this one and on this one that I made a little bit more curly, and to add a little bit of fescue. And then the other thing that you can do is just to take your graphite pencil and very lightly go around the border and then soften it with your tortillon. And then that's just super easy border, even easier than this one. All right, so let me zoom out on this. You can see the two of them together. And okay, there we go. All right, thanks again. See you next time. Bye.